From cassava roots in tropical fields to flour in kitchens worldwide, this is the complete story of China's giant cassava flour industry.
In rural China, massive cassava plantations supply one of the world's largest flour processing facilities.
Mature cassava roots have been growing underground for 8 to 12 months, developing the high starch content essential for quality flour production.
Powerful harvesting machines efficiently uproot entire cassava plants, exposing the valuable roots that will become premium flour.
Workers quickly separate the cassava roots from the plants, discarding stems and leaves while preserving every valuable root.
The convoy departs, carrying thousands of kilograms of cassava roots toward the massive processing facility.
The trucks arrive at China's giant cassava processing facility, a modern industrial complex capable of producing hundreds of tons of flour daily.
The first of many quality checks begins as inspectors verify that incoming rubes meet strict processing standards.
Hydraulic systems tilt the trucks, dumping thousands of roots into massive receiving hoppers that feed the production line.
The factory's extensive conveyor system activates, ready to move tons of cassava roots through each processing stage. Each root begins its transformation journey, traveling along conveyor belts toward the first processing station.
Rotating brushes provide initial cleaning, removing loose soil and field debris from the root surfaces.
Manual inspectors remove any damaged or inferior roots, ensuring only premium cassava continues to processing.
Massive washing tanks fill with purified water, preparing to thoroughly clean thousands of roots simultaneously. The roots plunge into the washing tanks, where powerful water agitation begins removing all remaining soil and contaminants. Powerful agitators churn the water, creating turbulent action that scours every surface of the cassava roots.
The washing action separates soil particles which sink to the bottom, while the lighter cassava roots stay suspended for continued cleaning.
The roots pass through several washing stages, each one removing additional layers of contamination for maximum purity.
High-pressure water jets blast away any remaining dirt from the root's crevices and rough surfaces.
After intensive washing, the cassava roots emerge clean, or their brown skin free from all field contaminants.
Abrasive drums rotate at high speed, scrubbing away the brown outer skin to reveal the pure white starchy flesh beneath.
Quality inspectors carefully examine each peeled root, identifying and removing any areas with discoloration or imperfections.
The cassava is transformed into uniform chips, ensuring consistent grinding and starch extraction in the next stages.
The pure white cassava chips are now ready for the grinding process that will release their valuable starch content.
Giant grinding mills prepare to pulverize the cassava chips into a fine slurry, breaking down the cellular structure to release the starch.
Automated feeders continuously supply cassava chips to the grinding mills, maintaining steady production flow.
The mills grind the cassava chips with water, breaking down cellular walls and releasing the starch granules trapped inside.
The grinding produces a thick white slurry, a suspension of starch granules, fiber, and water that requires further processing.
Massive collection tanks receive the cassava slurry, preparing it for the critical starch extraction process. Vibrating screens filter out the coarse cassava fiber, separating it from the valuable starch-rich liquid. Powerful centrifuges spin at thousands of RPM, using centrifugal force to separate the dense starch from lighter components. The slurry passes through multiple extraction stages, each one concentrating the starch and removing more impurities. The result is starch milk, a concentrated suspension of pure cassava starch granules in water.
Sophisticated refining equipment further purifies the starch milk, removing the finest impurities for premium flour quality.
In massive settling tanks, gravity causes the heavy starch granules to sink, naturally concentrating the starch.
A thick layer of pure white starch accumulates at the bottom of the tanks, ready for the next processing stage.
Excess water is carefully drained away, leaving behind highly concentrated starch paste for drying.
The concentrated starch paste, thick, white and rich in starch content, is now ready for the drying process.
The paste's thick, creamy consistency indicates the high concentration of pure cassava starch achieved through processing. The starch paste is sprayed into a chamber of superheated air, where each tiny droplet instantly dries into starch powder.
As the water rapidly evaporates, the liquid starch transforms into fine white powder particles.
The dried starch powder is collected in massive chambers, beginning its transformation into the final flour product. The hot powder passes through cooling systems, reducing its temperature for safe handling and further processing.
Precise moisture testing ensures the powder has reached the exact water content required for premium flour quality.
Initial sifting removes any larger particles or lumps, ensuring uniform powder texture. Sophisticated milling equipment prepares to transform the starch powder into ultra-fine cassava flour. Advanced micronizers grind the starch into incredible fine particles, creating the smooth texture characteristic of premium cassava flour. The result is beautiful, pure white cassava flour, finely ground, smooth, and ready for final quality control. In the state-of-the-art quality control laboratory, every batch of cassava flour undergoes rigorous testing to ensure it meets international standards. Microscopic analysis verifies that the flour particles are uniformly fine, ensuring smooth texture and consistent baking properties.
Specialized equipment measures the flour's whiteness, confirming the purity and quality that customers expect.
Chemical analysis confirms the flour's high starch content, the key characteristic that makes cassava flour so valuable.
Microbial tests ensure the flour is completely free from harmful bacteria, meeting strict food safety standards.
pH testing confirms the flour's neutral acidity, ensuring it will remain stable during storage and use.
Protein analysis provides accurate nutritional information that will appear on product labels. Sieve analysis tests the flour through various screen sizes, confirming uniform particle distribution throughout each batch. Only after passing every test does the quality control team approve the batch for packaging and distribution. Before packaging, the approved flour passes through final automated sifting to ensure absolutely perfect texture.
Metal detectors scan every kilogram of flour, ensuring no foreign objects have entered during processing.
Pre-printed bags featuring product information, nutritional facts, and branding are organized for the filling process.
Computer-controlled scales precisely measure each portion, ensuring every bag contains the exact weight advertised.
Automated filling heads rapidly dispense flour into bags, maintaining incredible speed while ensuring accuracy. Powerful dust extraction systems capture airborne flour particles, maintaining a clean working environment and preventing waste.
High-temperature sealers create strong, airtight seals, locking in freshness and protecting the flour from moisture.
High-temperature sealers create strong, airtight seals, locking in freshness and protecting the flour from moisture. Every sealed bag passes through inspection systems that detect any weak seals or packaging defects. Workers and cameras inspect each bag, verifying that printing is clear and packaging meets quality standards. The individual flour bags are grouped into sturdy shipping cartons for efficient transportation and distribution.
Strong tape secures the cartons, ensuring they remain intact during the journey to retailers and customers.
Shipping labels display destination information and handling instructions, facilitating efficient logistics. Cartons are systematically stacked on pallets, creating organized units ready for warehouse storage and truck loading. Each pallet receives identification labels detailing contents, weight, and destination for inventory management. The finished product is stored in climate-controlled warehouses, maintaining optimal conditions until distribution.
Advanced inventory systems track every pallet's location, enabling efficient distribution planning and order fulfillment.
Before each truck departs, inspectors verify that the shipment matches the order precisely. Forklifts efficiently load pallets into the trucks, maximizing space while ensuring safe transport.
The delivery fleet departs, carrying cassava flour to markets, bakeries, food manufacturers, and export terminals across the region.
GPS systems track every delivery in real time, ensuring on-time arrivals and optimal routing efficiency.
At wholesale markets, the flour is unloaded for distribution to countless retailers throughout the region.
Retail stores receive their shipments, stocking shelves with fresh cassava flour for consumers.
Store employees carefully arrange the cassava flour packages, making them visible and accessible to shoppers.
The cassava flour takes its place alongside other premium ingredients, ready for customers to discover its versatility.
Commercial bakeries receive large quantities of cassava flour, using it to create gluten-free baked goods and traditional recipes.
Shipping containers are filled with cassava flour, destined for export markets around the world.
Every export shipment includes quality certificates and food safety documentation required by international standards.
At major ports, the containers are loaded onto ships, beginning their journey to markets across Asia, Africa, and beyond.
Back at retail stores, consumers discover cassava flour, attracted by its gluten-free properties and culinary versatility.
The purchase is completed, and the flour begins the final stage of its journey, transforming into delicious food at home.
In home kitchens, cooks unpack their cassava flour, ready to create everything from traditional dumplings to gluten-free breads.
The cook appreciates the flour's fine, smooth texture and pure white color, evidence of the careful processing it underwent.
The cassava flour is measured and mixed into recipes, its neutral flavor and excellent binding properties making it perfect for countless dishes.
In baking, cassava flour produces excellent gluten-free breads and pastries, expanding culinary possibilities for those with dietary restrictions.
The finished baked goods emerge golden and delicious, proving cassava flour's excellent performance in recipes.
In Asian cooking, cassava flour serves countless purposes, thickening sauces, creating dumpling wrappers, and
families gather to enjoy meals made with cassava flour, appreciating both its taste and nutritional benefits.
Cassava is a sustainable crop, thriving in tropical climates and providing renewable food security for millions. Back at the plantations, the cycle continues as farmers plant new cassava crops, ensuring steady production for the future. The factory operates around the clock, its advanced systems continuously producing high-quality cassava flour to meet growing global demand. Through careful process control and rigorous testing, every batch of cassava flour maintains the exact same high-quality standards.
From cassava roots in tropical fields to flour in kitchens worldwide, this is the complete story of China's giant cassava flour industry.